Bro, you gotta stop. You literally have to stop. You're engaging in an activity you know is not right for you. Short term gratification. You've got big goals, but you're succumbing to short term gratification. It's not even you. You're watching these adult entities, it's not even you in it. What's going on? We've got so much to break down here. It's unbelievable. You are watching someone you desire get beat down by a stranger that you don't know whilst you're looking at his private genitalia. What is going on? CUCK, activity. You have to stop. You have to stop. It is unnatural. It's not normal. If you were to do the same thing in real life, you would feel elements of your soul leaving your body at a higher level. But just because there's a screen in the way and no one's watching and you can do it in the darkness of your room, you think you can get away with it. No. Your conscience, that feeling after where you feel the guilt, you feel the shame, you're trying to clean yourself up, in a sock, clean yourself. Weird. Like, this is how you detach from negative behaviors. You understand the seriousness of it. You break down the logic and you introduce positive habits to get yourself out of it. When you get the urge building up to partake in a certain activity, drop down and do 25 press ups and tell me if you still want to do it. Drop down and do 50 press ups. Drop down, do 100 press ups. Do 100 burpees. You need to eradicate these fleeting thoughts for short-term gratification with action, immediate action. And if that doesn't work for you, let's plant more seeds of how you're literally becoming a sick individual. How you're becoming a sick CUCK by watching someone that you lust for get beat down by a stranger that you don't know whilst you're enjoying it in the corner there watching. What are you teaching your mind? You're teaching your mind that you can get pleasure and you can get the feeling of an outcome that you have not earned. You're signaling to your body that you're creating life. You are signaling to your body that you are successful. But the contradiction comes and the discrepancy comes where your mind knows that you have not earned said outcome, which is why you feel the shame and you feel the levels of guilt after you partake in this. Let's even go a step further. What you're doing to your brain chemistry. You're releasing levels of dopamine that is attached to this pursuit of finding a woman and creating a child and having a legacy and having a family. And you think you can just get that in the comfort of your bed. Wake up in the morning and you get the feeling of that instantly. And you think there's not going to be consequences. There's consequences. And it really just comes down to your level of seriousness with pursuing your goals. Because life is competition, life is competitive. That feeling instilled in you when you release is the feeling of maximum competitive edge because you've had to convince a woman of the other nature that you are a suitable male to procreate with. And you had to convince her that you are better than all the other guys that she sees in her day-to-day life. And you're trying to bypass that. And what comes with bypassing that is the degradation of your own soul and your own spirit and you and your growth as an individual. So you need to cut it out. It's not a behavior that high level, high performing people engage in. And if you're someone that does want the edge, if you're someone that is still making money but partaking in these things, you need the edge in different areas. Because this is something you're going to realize. Some people in life are tall, some people are small, some people have different skin colors, some people have different hairs, some people have different noses, different color eyes. We are all different, meaning the vices for people are going to be different. What pulls someone else down is going to be easy for them and difficult for you. And it's understanding you may have the money situation figured out. You may be fit, but you still have this gripping onto you. And we're not here for that. We're not here to be, one dimensional. We're here to be multifaceted men. competent men in all areas of life. Your money's right, your spirituality is right, your relationship with women is right, how you conduct yourself, your ability to speak, your ability to go to the gym, work hard, your ability to have control of your diet, your ability to have control of your lust, your ability to have control of your thoughts. That is it. You don't even have control over your mind. Let me tell you something. You are going to be in your head for the rest of your life, whether you like it or not. Make it a nice place. Have control of it. If you were to visualize your mind as a room, keep it orderly. Keep it orderly, because how you control and you function in that space is going to manifest on the outside. And when you're having a series of regression and you're having constant hiccups and mistakes in certain areas of your life, maybe think that they're actually interconnected, because the way you view and esteem yourself is not in the light of somebody that is embodying the acts of someone that's noble, that takes care of themselves, that has pride in themselves, that works for what they get. Nothing comes for free. You think what? You think you can just you think you can skip the steps? Do you honestly think you can skip the steps? You think you can just get the outcome and nothing's going to happen? No, life doesn't work like that. Always think of life and the natural processes of life. This is why it's important to get out in nature sometimes and just observe. Because when you start to observe, you start to see the patterns. And when you start to see the patterns, you can then predict based on patterns you've seen before. Because then you understand that, you know, something doesn't come from nothing. You reap what you sow. These are all natural terminologies. There's hierarchies to things. There are people that operate at a certain level and they have certain attributes. Sometimes they have to work from it. Sometimes it's down to their environment. You know, things evolve and things adapt. The human species, we adapt. You have to adapt to your environment. If you want to ascend and you want to be at the top in all levels, not just one, you cannot get away with certain behaviors and conducting yourself in this manner. What do you think is doing to your psychology when you're telling your brain you can get something for nothing? What do you think is doing when you're lusting over a woman that doesn't know you exist, that is getting beat down by another guy that you don't know exists, that you're living this experience, you know, these parasocial relationships, and you're living vicariously through a screen? And you think this is not going to affect your psychology when you have to interact with real people in the real world. And not just real people in the real world, you may get by to a certain extent, but when you start coming around the sharks, oh, you didn't grow your fins, buddy. You didn't grow the gills. You can't stay down in this dark water. Nah, we just keep swimming. We keep swimming. You got tired. You got tired. Now we're going deeper. We're going deeper to deeper depths. And we're going to flourish because you went through that natural development. You cannot skip the steps. Are you following me? Natural progression. Like, honestly, you just have to understand the importance of it. A lot of guys come on the internet, they're talking about streaks, this, that. They're talking about the benefits, this. Listen, you have to get over the first hurdle and look at yourself with shame. You need to be disgusted. You need to but really feel it to the point you think, nah, I don't even want to engage in an activity that's going to make me feel like that again. Then you can start to stack the things. But the things that you are thinking about in regards to stopping the activity, it's the wrong it's the wrong lens. Thinking about female attraction and things like this. You just need to think about yourself. The rest will take care of it. How do you think I'm able to speak on this topic? You have to live it. You got to go through it. No shortcuts. Going through phases, breaking streaks, watching, relapsing. But it just comes to the point where you're like, the way I feel, not conducting this behavior, doing this behavior, it cannot trump it. The clarity that you get, the glow in your skin, the shine in your teeth, the whiteness of your eyes. Your hair's growing quicker, your beard will get thicker, your voice gets deeper, your frame starts to fill out, your increased testosterone. You have confidence when you walk in the room. You have aura. There's no way I can name an uncalculable amount of attributes, and you would rather sacrifice all of that for a momentary bit of pleasure that's going to diminish all of these things. The female that you're lusting for, do you think that the females you desire are going to want you when they know you engage in these behaviors? And it's not just that, it loops back into the competitiveness. You got to factor that in on top of the fact that there are guys out here that are not engaging in it and they're going for the same outcomes. They want the same clients that you want, they want the same girls that you want, and they're going to get them. And you're giving up this edge out of it's selfish. It's really selfish. I always say this, you want to become the best version of yourself so you can be better for the people around you. And that is the most selfless act. That discipline is selfless. You know, you're thinking so much about, oh, should I just post this progress of me on my story? That you're being so selfish that you could potentially help somebody else and you'd rather not because you're thinking about yourself. You're thinking about the short term. You're thinking about how you're going to feel, how you look. Just show up. You have to stop engaging in this behavior. And I want to be able to put the resources out there to help people. But the first step for me is just uncovering the shame of it and how the shame loops into your subconscious and they're attached. You cannot separate the two. You may be able to excel in certain areas of life while partaking in things that you know is bad, but that's the problem. When you know, when you knew better, when you knew you should do better, they say if you knew better, you'd do better. You know. You're watching this right now. You know you should be doing better. So it's just, are you going to be a man or are you going to be a male? Like, which one are you going to be? Choose one. Because, like I said, you're going to come around the sharks and you're going to be out of your depth. Because the sharks are outside. They're not doing it. That behavior you're partaking in, they are not engaging in it. They don't need to. Because you build up such a level of abundance within yourself. You have an excess. You have an excess and it pours out in different ways. And you can begin to transmute that energy. So now you'd say, okay, what am I supposed to do? Just not release? No, channel it into something. Channel it into creating. If I get that feeling, I'm dropping down, I'm doing 50. Quick. That feeling's gone. Okay, now I've done the 50. Fine, okay, I got a little pump. I may as well make a video. Let me make a video. Now I'm channeling that urge to create because that's what it is. That desire to release is your body telling you that you need to create. You need to create life because if it doesn't do this, you're going to die. It's as black and white as that. And it's as serious as that. This transmutation can be translated into your thoughts and your elements of creativity. So if you take that same energy and you apply it to areas of your life that you want to progress in, now you'll see the growth because you're planting the seeds. Why do you think they call it the seed? You reap what you sow. And you want to bear the best fruits. You want to bear the best fruits, nourish your mind, cleanse your mind, and channel it. It's an energy for a reason. But the issue is you're putting that energy in the wrong places. And if you you can plant a seed in concrete, trust me, it's not going to grow. So you want to get the most fertile soil for you, the soil for you. You want to irrigate that land and you want to cultivate the harvest that's going to be so prosper that you can provide fruit for everyone. You can then provide the seeds. Then they've got their own harvests. So it's really just an act of stop being selfish. Stop being selfish. Know that you're being called for something bigger. You're being called for something bigger. You're being called to create. You have this energy. You can transmute the energy. You take it, you apply it, you put it into something that is worthy, a worthy challenge. Not something that's easy. Anyone can do that. That same amount of energy you have, if you keep giving that away, how do you think you're going to have energy to compete with someone that's consistently been conserving their energy for a prolonged amount of time? Or even if they're not conserving it, even if it's not just explicit retention, somebody that is thoughtful about where they plant their seeds. And this is something I've not heard anyone speak about on the internet. People just talk about the retaining. Not high level people don't always retain, they can just be more thoughtful about where they plant their seeds, or they're planting their seeds with intention. Because you can plant it in the soil with the pH that's off, or that's got a fungal infection, and this can translate to women with certain STDs, XYZ, or you can plant it in fertile soil that's going to grow and blossom beautiful fruits. The choice is yours, but understand the responsibility you have with every choice. Every choice, there are consequences to your actions, and you're going to feel the consequences. You know, you're going to feel the consequences with that internal monologue you have in your mind, because you're telling yourself or you're telling other people that you don't want to do one thing, and you're on your mind, or when you're behind closed doors, you're doing the complete opposite. It's not good enough. It's not good enough. And that's your behavior, and your habits are not good enough. But you are good enough. And I believe in you. That's the thing. That's the difference. Your behaviors are not good enough, but there's a program. Follow it. Whenever you get that urge, transmute it. Whenever you get that urge, exercise. Whenever you get that urge, cold shower. There are ways around it. You can circumvent it. Okay? But yeah, not everything's black and white. And this is why this game's so interesting. Leave your thoughts in the comments. I want to continue the conversation, and I want to grow on these things. And I want to target people's limiting beliefs and challenges in a way that no one else is talking about, because I've lived it. Not perfect. We go through these things, but we go through it together so we can be better for each other, so that I can be better for you. So I can show up here and I can give you the best side of myself, so that you can take a seed and you can become better for yourself. And that's it. That's how you change. That's how you progressively change things. Be the change that you want to see. And I believe in you. You've got it. You've got what it takes. Your habits and your inclinations and those desires are what's throwing you off. And that's okay, because it's a process. And that's going to make you better to help the other person. Let's get it, man. Lock in. Let's be great.